Hi, it's Deb from Deb's Days. It's Tutorial Tuesday and I have another project for you today. Today we're making a grocery bag holder to store all those wayward plastic grocery sacks. This one has elastic at the top and the bottom and a loop for hanging. Now I usually use reusable grocery bags for my shopping, but this time of the year I don't mind the plastic ones. And we have a special guest in just a bit to show you why. Before I get started, I publish new content frequently, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And check out the blog at debsdays.com for even more sewing and crafting projects. And if you're into digital sewing and crafting patterns, check out my Etsy shop, Deb's Days Designs. All right, let's get this project started, and let me introduce you to our guest. It's foster kitten season, and today we have one of my new foster kittens joining us, Huey. Now Huey's just 3 weeks old. His eyes just opened last week, so he's not quite ready for the litter box. But when he is, and that time's coming soon, I'm going to need these plastic bags. So I need a plastic bag holder. So it's a perfect time for this project. Along with your regular sewing supplies, for this project you will need an 18-inch by 18-inch piece of fabric, a 1.5-inch by 10-inch piece of fabric, and 2 pieces of 1/4-inch wide elastic, each measuring 8 inches. You can find the supply list with these cutting measurements at debsdays.com. I've added a link in the description below this video. And if you'd like the written version of this project, with the step-by-step instructions, the photo, and the link to this video, you can find the pattern available in my Etsy shop. I have that link down below as well. Place your fabric with the right side of the fabric facing down, the wrong side facing up. If you're using a directional fabric where there's clearly a top and a bottom, make sure the top is at the top and the bottom is at the bottom. Fold the top of the fabric down 1/4 inch with those wrong sides of the fabric facing each other, and press that. Fold the edge over another 1/2 inch and press that. This is going to form our casing for the elastic. For the bottom casing, fold the bottom of the fabric up 1/4 inch and press it, and fold the edge up another 1/2 inch and press it. Now take your piece of fabric and fold it in half with the right sides of the fabric facing each other and the pressed casings up at the top and the bottom. Align your right raw edges. Now open up the top and bottom of the casings we just pressed. Match those edges as well, and then use fabric clips or pins to hold it in place. Beginning at the top, use 1/4 inch seam allowance to stitch from the top all the way down to the bottom. Now go ahead and fold that casing back in place, and then iron that spot that we sewed so the casing is pressed there as well. Now we're going to stitch 1/8 inch along that open edge at the top, and at the bottom of the casing. We need to leave a space open to add the elastic. I have the top and the bottom done with that space open. Now we need to insert the elastic and feed it through the casing. I just stick a safety pin in the end and work my way around. You could tie the elastic together to make a knot, or I just stitch it on top of each other. No one's going to see it, so you can do it either way. I've done that at the bottom as well. Now before we close it up, we're going to make a hanging loop for the top. Fold the 10-inch fabric strip in half lengthwise with the wrong sides of the fabric facing each other. Press it to make a crease. Open it back up. Fold one side to the midpoint crease and press it. Fold the other side to the midpoint crease and press it. And then fold the entire piece over and, you guessed it, press it. Now we're going to stitch 1/8 inch down both sides of this length of the loop. Fold your loop in half and place those raw edges inside the top opening of the casing. Now we're going to close the casing and stitch the loop at the same time. So stitch 1/8 inch away from the open edge to close it and to hold the loop in place. Now fold the hanging loop up. I'm going to go ahead and press it. and stitch the loop in place at the top of the casing to secure it in the up position. Now we need to close that bottom casing, so just finish your stitching there 1/8 of an inch from that open edge. And just like that, just that fast, we made our own holder for our plastic grocery bags. And it's Foster Kitty Cat approved, at least by Huey. What do you think, Huey? How's it looking? Join me next week for another new guest and another new project. Thanks for watching.